Welcome to the Night Trader Club. We find opportunities in the market and make some money. Before we get into another community request, hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. Don't forget, if you're a subscriber, then send in a stock or ticker by request. Enjoy the video. What's going on, Night Trader Club? Let's take a look at AMC. Wall Street Bets and Robinhood got a hold of AMC and Gamestop again, so they're having a breakout. In this video, we're going to take a look at the daily chart. We're going to look at some resistance coming up if this does break out, and then we're going to do an RSI comparison between AMC and GameStop. All right, so we're looking at a 1 month chart right now. So I drew these triangles to denote yesterday's trading pattern. So we had a wedge trading pattern yesterday, which was nice. That broke out overnight, and then now we have today's wedge pattern. But let's jump into the daily chart, see if we can find some key resistance levels for the day. So if you're looking at the wedge pattern for the day, you can see that this wedge is going to end at about 130. All right, and we're starting to break out of the wedge now. All right, let's look at we're just going to use my cursor for some resistance levels. So we've tried to break out of this wedge twice already. We had some significant resistance around $10.40, $10.45, all right? But before that, we also had a little bit more resistance at about $10.25. All right, so that was hit here, 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 and then hit here a few times. That 10.25. Okay, so 10.25 is some resistance, and then 10.40. I would say 10.50. After that, we have the day's high of $11. That's going to be another level of resistance. That's a psychological level of resistance at about $11 right there. If we look at some resistance levels, if there is a significant breakout, all right, what we're going to do is look at the month chart, because last month is when we had that previous breakout. Okay, so we're going to have resistance levels from last month's. Even though last month this was a frenzy, it was some erratic behavior, we can still find some patterns that the crazy behavior established. All right, so we're looking at a resistance level of about 1107. So about $11, 1107 is a resistance level, which just so happens to be what today's resistance level was. Okay. Next, if we do break out of this wedge, have another nice run up, we'll see the resistance at 11, maybe some resistance at 12.45. All right, $12.45, maybe around $13. And then we should see some more resistance around 17. So that's a nice gap. And then you will also see resistance at around 20, which $20.36 was the 52-week high. We reached that last, January 27th. We reached that, or AMC reached that rather. Okay, so these resistance levels can be areas where you may want to exit a position, or you might want to wait to enter a position, all right, if you think it might go higher. Do I think it can go to $20 from here? I do think it can double, only because it's happened before. And this is not based off of, normal trading behavior. This is based off of the power of Wall Street Bets, Robinhood, Reddit, the internet, all right? Let's take a look at the RSI now. Okay, so if we're looking at the 1 month RSI, it is pretty high. It's in the 80s, over 80. So with the RSI, the relative strength index, what this measures is whether a stock is overbought or oversold. So right now, the stock is indicating that it's overbought, which I am not surprised by, because we had such a sharp rise in only 2 days, such a sharp rise in the share price in 2 days. The last time the RSI was this high was over the 80s. This happened, all-time high happened, right? 52-week high happened rather. Okay, so that got up to as high as 94, 96. Okay, so keep in mind that 96, 94, that 95 level, all right? So what that shows me is that there's some RSI risk tolerance to about 94, all right, if the frenzy is, going strong. But let's look at the daily RSI. How are we doing? It seems to be like we're breaking out of this wedge, and our RSI is only at 53. That is a good sign to me. Shows me that if this is going to break to the upside, the RSI is at least going to support that. The daily movement will support it. It did allow it earlier in the morning to get up to 70, up to above 80, and then it did come back down. But overnight, it did go up to 93. So we saw that 95 level before when we're looking at the 1 month chart. Now let's just go flip over. We'll go back to the 1 month chart. See that we are currently at 83. We're at 83. Let's take a look at GameStop. Okay, GameStop, they are in the same pattern we're in, except they are breaking out. Okay, they're breaking out, which is nice, good for GameStop. Anybody holding GameStop, but look at the RSI. All right, our 1 month RSI for GameStop is at 97. So that is a significant risk tolerance for what's happening here. And this isn't normal trading behavior. This isn't from Wall Street's normal behavior. This is Reddit and Robinhood, and they will trade at or above the 90s. Okay, so if we go back to AMC, we're trading in the 80s. We've previously traded in the 90s. We traded in the 90s earlier today, but also in that 1 month chart, we traded up to around, let me pull it back over for you guys. We've traded at 96 and a half. Okay, so I'm saying there's steam left. There's steam left in this engine to move. Okay, so what I'm going to be watching for is back on the daily chart. I want to see them break. Okay, break this, break the 1025 and break 11. But really, if you pay attention to yesterday's movement, the big movement for GameStop and AMC, this didn't happen until the afternoon. So yesterday's wedge broke down. Yesterday's wedge broke down at about 2:30. All right, 2:30, 3 p.m. is when, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. is when the breakout started to happen, and the significant moves didn't happen until about 3:40. Okay, so there was only an hour left in the market, and then it had that big run up after market. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm waiting for these 1025s. I'm still waiting for the end of the day. Nothing's happened. Nothing's over until the bell rings. All right, if you guys are going to be entering AMC, or you do have AMC, good luck. I hope it works out for the best. I hope you found the information in this video useful. If you have any questions about this stock or a request for a new video, then reach out to me in the comments or on Twitter. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next one.